beautiful people of Jos City, Nigeria and Africa. It is good to have you in our favorite radio station, Glass FM station. I am Nirot Kitzgak and I am here on the Overview Show. The Overview Show is the show that talks about social issues that affect the society negatively or positively. And this is the maiden edition of the show, and we will be talking about the topic educational management. I am glad to have with me two other people who will be joining me always on this show to talk about issues that affect the society. CJ, it's good to have you in the studio.
Good to have you too, Nirot. Good evening, my dear listener. It is such a very, very, very big opportunity for me speaking to you. And while we talk about educational management, you should call me Sitji Danjuma Jibut, or JD Sitji for short. And that's all, Nirot.
That's good.
Okay, good day, listeners. I'm by name Rejoice Sunday, and we'll be taking you through with the overview. But before we continue, let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we are going to tell you more about it.
Hello, lovely people. I am Pubian Fazin. I am PB. I am Peanut Butter. Listen to Glass FM, keep calm, and go nowhere. Love you.
Oh yes, and welcome back to the Overview. Let's talk education management. But before we talk about education management, let's see what it means. Education management here, they said it implies to practical measures for ensuring the system to work for achieving the goals or objective of an educational institution.
So it is basically how an educational institution is supposed to work. That is what an educational management means. And then I don't know, we need to talk about some of the characteristics of educational system to help us know whether we really have a good educational system in Nigeria or we have a bad educational system in Nigeria. And one of the basic characteristics of educational management or educational system is that it provides proper education. I think that is the topmost goal of every educational institution. It is to provide education to the students, to the lecturers, to just anybody that comes across the institution.
I totally agree with you.
And then I think we can also include the fact that it provides adequate utilization of resources. This is where human resources and other physical resources like laboratories can come in. Do students have the rights to use all those resources, and does the school even have all those resources that we are talking about? I don't know whether, okay, let's bring it down to our country here in Nigeria. Okay. Let's talk about Nigeria educational system. So I asked you this, CJ, I asked you this, Rejoice. Is it good or bad?
Okay, left to me, there are two ways about it. They have the good aspect and they also have the bad aspect. But for me now, I think the bad aspect is actually overshadowing the good aspect, in the sense that the lecturers, the teachers, the schools are not being properly managed.
Okay, so before we even talk about which one is shadowing anyone, let's even say them. If there are good aspects of the educational system, let's list them out. And if they are bad, let's list them out so that we'll be able to know which one is overshadowing the other.
Okay, let me talk about the zeal and the passion some of the people, the teachers, get to dish out knowledge to the
students.
People, the pupils they teach. They tend to look as outside the box, like these people are not paying us well, but let's just do our best because the children are here, let's just impact in them. But in the other hand, the government are not playing their role there. You find out that the teachers keep going to work and they are not being paid their salaries.
Okay, so you're talking about the government not playing their role. Does that mean that, are you saying that private institutions, these students get everything they need? Because right now you're trying to blame the government that they're kind of not putting in their best. But now if we're talking about private institutions, are you saying that these private schools, their students have everything they need?
Actually, to some extent, because you find out that in those private institutions, they hardly have things like strikes. And in the public institution, you find out that strikes keep on coming time after time. That's because they are not being properly managed. If they are properly managed, then there's no need to go on strike.
And to add a little to what Rejoice has been saying, yes, I would totally agree, because one of the most finest labs we would find here in Nigeria when it comes to school, you find out that it's always a private school. I don't think if here, so far in just Plateau State, we can boast of any government lab, a library, a laboratory, or a good school. But when we talk about standard school, I think we begin to mention private school. So when it comes to proper management, I think private, maybe because the person has something to gain. I think most people that work for government, from the little I've gathered, most people believe that government work is just a public work.
Okay, so I have a question for you. You said something like those who went to private school those who went to a public school, a government school, cannot compete with someone who went to a private school. So now my question is, I heard that when you apply for a job, they usually consider those that did a government school before considering those that did a private institution. But you are saying that private institutions provide these resources more than the government institutions provide. So why then are employers considering those that did government school first before those that did private schools?
I think it's generally because of our selfishness. We are generally selfish. But before we talk about the selfishness, I think let's go on a break. When we come back, I'll tell you more about that.
I want to dance for Jesus. I want to grace for Jesus. Hey, thank God, God no be man. God no be man.
Are you looking for the best place to display your goods and services? Are you looking for how to take your business to the next level? Then let's be your plug. For sponsorship or advertisement, please call +234 3110 1001 or +234 81 288 03452. Glass FM, your number 1 radio station.
You are Odogu, Odogu, Odogu. You are Odogu.
Rose dust falling from the sky. I don't know if anybody's feeling what I feel. Flashing lights and thunderstorms.
And I hear voices sing aloud, hallelujah to the King. We join the angels with the
while your picture's taken. Sages, your history's written. Let all the fears go out the door. Shut your doors and keep them out. But keep the picture of your dream beside your heart. Oh, we're levitating. This joy is elevated. When you find your pace within the race, showing everyone the face, then you found your place. We never go down. We never go down. We never go down, no. Just like the ceiling of stars all over the earth's space, we never go down, no. We flying for life. We flying for life.
Hey, hey, hey. It's L to the IMO blaze.
We flying for life.
Look, the hand of God is upon me. And I never met a thing that could break me. Cause I never met a thing that could break God. And I'm the apple of his eyes. The Mac leaves no windows for the forces of darkness to operate. And I know that he got my back like a vertebrae. Boy, I'm blood bought. I'm redeemed with grace. I've been empowered by his spirit. I'ma win my race. Left. I'm flying high and I will never land. Ayy, I got that joy that they can understand. Ayy, my dreams are valid. There's a well inside me. I looked in the mirror and yelled, nobody can stop me. I don't care if you doubt me. I know who got me. 24/7 got a shield around me. So until the day my God comes, you can find me at the mountaintop proclaiming to the world that
we never go down.
That's right.
We never go down.
Never going down.
We never go down, no. Just like the ceiling of stars all over the earth's space, we never go down, no. Rise, oh fighter. Oh, winner. And let his fire and his light ignite your heart. Oh, like heroes of the time before. We never go down. We never go down.
Okay, welcome back on that music from that break. We are still talking about school management, educational management, education in general. So CG was trying to tell us something. You can proceed from there.
Yes, I was trying to talk about the selfishness in us. There's this day I was in the bank trying to get my ATM. I misplaced my ATM, so I wanted to go and do a new ATM. I had been in the bank since around 8. I went around 8, and then they asked that I just wait a little. They are trying to set up their servers and other things. I waited. But do you know that the service didn't come up, or so they make me believe, that the service was delaying? Then this guy came and they went inside. Fortunately for me, I'm quite a free person, so I engaged the I don't know what they call the people now.
A staff.
Because I know the person responsible for cash should be a cashier, right?
Yes.
Those people, I think, is a customer service guy. The guy on the ATM thing. But do you know that that man quickly went ahead to do for another man that came after me, because the guy did AB Uzaria. And then they claimed this occultic brotherhood. Sorry, I had to mention occultic. But then they claimed this brotherhood of, they come from AB Uzaria. So everybody from AB Uzaria should be considered first. So I would like to believe that is the same strategy they use when they come to employment. You know, they first of all try to take, okay, who went to my school? Aha.
So are you saying that if the employer is someone who went to a private institution, he's going to consider someone that went to private institution first?
Exactly. That's if you get to meet somebody that came from, let's say, the same private school with him, you get to consider him first. Like, they tend to use that familiarity of a thing too.
All right, I think we're all saying. So I want us to talk about strike. The issue of strike. University students have been at home for like 7 months, I think, and we are grateful that they have resumed. But how do you think the strike affected the students or the lecturers?
Yeah, it has affected the students in ways like some of them are at home doing nothing, and there's high rate of crime, because an idle man is a devil workshop. So as they are idle, they tend to think crazy, like, what can I do? Like, they tend to engage in crimes, and crime rate keeps increasing.
And I think strike slows down people's plan, because before I started schooling there had been strike, and then even when I schooled there was strike. After I schooled there's still strike. One thing I have noticed from all the series of strike is people keep complaining, why now? Before, just allow me I just go do that service finish before. So I think that the strike has a way of slowing people down. There's this friend of mine I have. He was in 100 level 2019. I think he got admission 2019. He was supposed to start 100 level 2020. He started 100 level 2020, 2021, 2022. You get
still in 100 level,
and then you're still in the same class.
That's not fair at
you
all.
Get, so I think it slows people's plans down.
Okay, so I think one of the things people are getting affected by this strike is the lecturers. Imagine both parents working in university. I honestly do not know how those families were coping during those period of strike. And then coming back now is, I don't know, I heard they were paid half salary. Also, but well, this is bad, but then we have to talk about some of the solutions, some things we think we can do that can help the educational system. And I'm so grateful that there are some individuals that have helped in growing the educational system. And there are some students that even during the strike, some of them were working, some of them were helping. They were being productive during the period of time. And then I think one of the solutions of getting our educational system is getting fund. I think we really need to talk deep about getting fund, because it is possible that the federal government is releasing funds to these schools, but why is it that the funds are not getting to the schools?
Actually, it's not as if the funds are not there, but what are the channels they use in sending these funds down to the grassroots? Exactly. You find out that the money is being sent from above. Everybody keep taking its share before it gets down to the grassroots.
Sometimes it doesn't even get.
It's turned into peanuts that can't even cater for a lot of things. So it gets to turn from the above. Everybody that tends to handle the funds, they are not just honest in handling those funds.
We'll still appreciate those people trying. I think TED Fund.
Yes, TED Fund is a body that is doing well,
doing their best in uplifting, maintaining Nigerian educational system. And then other few individuals, you could go to villages and then you find out that this particular community decided to build a community school. I think a lot of individuals,
yeah, some of them even get seats.
Just like Rejoice would say, some people are conscious and deliberate about their action for education, while others just tend to make their efforts look very useless. But those of you trying your possible best will still tell you you're doing a good thing. We really appreciate your efforts towards education. But then those people that had been put in that place, you weigh the money they enter your pocket, we no degree, make it enter, make good young students like us they go school. You will just want frustrate us, keep us for house, dey fair.
Okay, I'm so grateful that we spoke about this educational system, because I feel this is an issue that needs to be talked about right now in our society. Thank you so much for all your contributions. It was nice having you two in the studio. I hope to do this more with you, with more interesting topics that will help our society get to a better place. We will be back next week talking about a different topic on the overview show. So right now we have come to the end of the show. We'll see you tomorrow, but on a different show, which is Street Vibes. You can follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook is Glass FM, on Instagram is Glass FM Radio Station, on Twitter is Glass_FM, and our phone line is +234 812 880 3452. I repeat again, +234 812 88 452. Thank you so much. We hope to have you on the overview show again. I keep stressing this. It's nice having you here on our maiden edition. Take care. We love you.
Yeah, do have a lovely day ahead. Bye for now.
Bye.
With over 30 countries listening to us all over the world, we still continue to raise the bar when it comes to entertainment.
With riffs and runs, especially when it's worship. Do you understand? You can't just start out.
Wore the crown with dignity.
Ibombe!
Sports.
Right out this time. The defence is looking very vulnerable here. They just can't cope. It's a searching ball.
Current affairs.
How has the project affected the price change for transportation
it
so far?
changed many things, many things. People are trekking, suffering, going up and down.
And lots more.
Last FM, your #1 radio station.